This week we are only going to cover inheritance. I kind of changed our schedule a little bit because inheritance is such an important topic, and I want to make sure that you all have a pretty solid foundation in that moving forward. So for reading, you only have to read chapter 12. There is a hands-on exercise that I think is useful for you to walk through. You do not need to turn it in, but it would be beneficial to walk through that. And then the lecture demo actually has two different sets of videos. Part one covers this first section, and part two covers section 3. So make sure that you read the sections. The videos explain all of the code, so it may be helpful to watch the videos, especially the part 2 video. I have lots and lots of examples here for you. We start out with very simple inheritance so that you can kind of get a feel for, how the constructors work when you derive a class from a base, how you set everything up. We're strictly working with public fields, which makes it really simple. And then when we get down to part 3, we start working with other access modifiers besides public. And then it gets a little bit more complicated. So as you go through here, we talk about the type of inheritance that C# does. And I have lots of graphical examples about how you can inherit from a base. And then I've also included some coding examples that you can actually copy and paste and run, so you can see how they all work. As we progress, the examples do get more complex until you get to the bottom. And that is where the really complicated examples are. So I do think it'd be super beneficial for you guys to watch the video because I think it'll help you. Then we have a lab assignment. There are 5 different exercises because inheritance is important. And honestly, the best way to learn how to do it is by doing it. So hands-on practice. Exercise 1 and 2 deal with the same project, simple inheritance. And then exercise 3, you have a completely different program that you're going to be working with where I give you the base. And you'll see that we've got different access methods that you're dealing with here. And I do refer you to an example in the lecture demo. And then the last 2 deal with private inheritance, and we are actually creating an array of objects, and then we change private to protected, so you can kind of see how that works. Very similar to the last 2 examples in the lecture demo. There are separate instructions for the lab, a separate video that you can watch that kind of explains everything in a little bit more detail. But you will be pushing the 4 projects to GitHub. So these are the ones that you need to include links to in the Dropbox. Okay, so that is the assignment. If you run into any problems this week, let me know because I am here to help you.